Kate there. So we come to a highlight of any Melbourne Cup Carnival, the Mackinnon Stakes this year, sponsored by Seppelt. And let's start with a Godolphin Blue, and why not? Richo, he's been a good horse. He's been actually an outstanding horse. It's somewhat 3.5 mil, third last year, but are his best days behind him?
Well, he hasn't won for 552 days. That's a long, long time. James Cummings, well, his famous grandfather won this race an amazing 11 times. It's somewhat ran in the placings last year. Look, considering I think that this year is a weak race outside the top 2 or 3 chances, you can imagine he might have the ability to run right into the race. Don't worry, Chris, you can walk in front. He gets a lot of privileges, does Chris Wallett, and that's fair enough. I think he's tested at weight for age grade at this part of his life. Place at best.
Has Kerr McAvoy, James Cummings. Richard Prized Icon hasn't won since he won the Derby here a couple of years ago. He's run some very good races since.
He's been quite consistent, but he's found it difficult to break through. And I don't see this field being any easier for him. Look, he's another horse that runs well at Flemington, and he could run a nice race, but I don't see him mixing it with the likes of Blair House.
So we come to probably, I think, the key runner, don't you, Cheska, for the race? I mean, if he does reproduce the Caulfield run, he'll probably win.
Yeah, he's got to be the horse to beat on form for sure. He was only beaten very narrowly by Ben Battle last time out at Caulfield. Ben Battle then runner-up to Winks in the Cox Plate. That's some seriously good form for this, and he's holding his condition really well as Blair House. Charlie Appleby said he's not the easiest horse to ride, so Will Buick's going to have to position him well and deliver his chance at the right time. But given the competition especially, he has to be the one to beat.
Richo, on Mackinnon Stakes Day last year, Trap for Fools was winning his 3rd consecutive race in WA, on his way to 6 straight in a much weaker race, but he's so consistent.
Well, Jared McLean's done a wonderful job. For those on our 7 audience that don't know, Jared McLean is the right-hand man for Darren Weir. He looks after his Warrnambool stable, yet he still has 10 or 12 horses of his own, and this is the star of his stable. It is Trap for Fools. Look, he was tested out in the Moonee Valley Cup out to a trip. He ran 2nd there behind Ventura Storm, who went to the Melbourne Cup. I think 2,000 metres is his best distance. Of course, he's not suited for weight for age. He's way out of it in regards to his rating. But in a small field, he's the obvious leader. He may be able to lob into a place.
As you say, he was good in the turn, but was it? Cheska, I'm a bit intrigued by Doubt Defying. I actually think he's a very good horse, but he's only tried 2,000 no good, but he's won 5 of his last 6. There's some upside, but I'm not sure if it's today.
Yeah, I just don't know really at this grade. He was a good winner of the Sale Cup last time out, but that's a listed race. He had 54 kilos. The horse behind him had 59. This is a massive step up in grade to Group 1 weight for age. Look, I don't doubt that he can't keep improving. He's won 8 of his 17 starts. He's from Queensland. And look, I think he's a fair enough horse, but at this level, not sure.
So we go to Octobello. He won the Cranbourne Cup, and Sully ran 2nd. That falls Frank today. Sully got beaten a nose in the Queen Elizabeth, but he's an outsider. So we come to the other absolute key horse, Cheska, the Irish Derby winner. We've never said that before at Flemington for this race.
No, we haven't. What a treat to have him here, and he is looking a treat. Let me tell you, big, beautiful son of Camelot. And yes, he won the Irish Derby. Then he ran in a very good 2,000 metre race in England at York, where he was beaten by our smartest horse over that trip. He then stepped up in trip to mile 6 and came 2nd in the Irish St Ledger. That's decent form, but I just query whether he's got the pace for this.
It's interesting whether or not he's got the pace, but the fact that he is an Entire, he's a son of Camelot, I'm sure he's racing not only for Group 1 status here to add to his Irish Derby, but also I think he's racing for a stud career in the Southern Hemisphere. You look at that form reference through the Irish Derby. 3rd was Saxon Warrior, 6th was Old Persian. Well, Old Persian defeated Cross Counter, who just won a Melbourne Cup. 7th was DXB, who ran 2nd in the Epsom Derby. It's elite form.
It is. Richard, what about Shillelagh the mare?
Well, it's hard to believe that at 7 years of age she's going to have her first crack at 2,000 metres. James McDonald's referenced that. Gee, she got a beautiful run through. James McDonald, that was a 15 out of 10. That's how good that ride was. That was unbelievable. 2,000 metres unproven up against this field. Gee, it's a risk.
How's Extra Brute come through? What was a grueling derby on Saturday?
It was. You often talk about 2,500 metres at this time of year for 3-year-olds. 3-year-olds being tough. Well, he's back here within a week. If I can get close to him, I might ask Craig Williams, who's a good student of the form, how he lines it up.
Yeah, the 3-year-old's had a really good run in the race last year, so he's got the real solid form with no weight.
I'll let you go.
Got him right at the right time, didn't you? And Mickey Blue Eyes, well, he's the other 3-year-old for the Derby, but look, I'd be very surprised. He was 16-1 in the Derby. I just could not see that happening. Well, what do you reckon, Huey? It's the first time you would have... I'll get to you in a second. I'm going to head to Jared for a second from the tab because I want to know what price Blair House and which of the two Derby winners is shorter.
$2.30 for Blair House here, Bruce. We bet odds on at one point yesterday. Today, even money to the $2.30. It's still the money horse in the race. The Victoria Derby winner, well, it's been one of the most extraordinary moves of the day. $9 to now $4.80 from this morning to now. It bottomed at $4.60. Shillelagh's the firmer here late. We took a $20,000 bet this morning and it's been $7.50 to $5.50 in about the last 7 or 8 minutes. Latrobe's been holding $5.56, just back to $6, and then it's 23 and longer the rest.
Well, Huey, you were going to ride Latrobe. If you walked out and saw him like you did today for the first time, what did you think?
I tell you, his coat is gleaming. He is a dark colour though, so that's enhanced a little bit with a nice sunny day, but he looks very well. So it's hard to know what he's going to do. We nearly got to see him race before we're going to know, but yeah, I would have been very happy when I saw him if I was riding him.
It's a good wrap, isn't it, from the champion jockey about the Irish Derby winner. A break, back with the Seppelt Mackinnon Stakes. So the city of Melbourne, as we zoom down towards the famous Flemington racecourse on this great day of racing, Maribyrnong River along the side of the course. Back to you, Jared, for the hot horse for the Seppelt Mackinnon.
It's going to be the 7-year-old mare Shillelagh, Bruce. $9.50 at midday, $7.50 to $5.50 in the last 7 minutes.
So a couple of really heavily backed horses here. Shillelagh, the hot horse. We know Extra Brute's been well backed as well. So a surprise or two in a way, maybe. It is new territory for Shillelagh. We just don't know, do we?
No, we don't. And, you know, she's on the back up. She raced so well the other, but she just loves the track here. The form here is much better than anywhere else.
That is the truth. She is a specialist here at Flemington. It's her best track. I just think Ben Battle, he's only got
Blair House, yeah.
Sorry, Blair House has only got to produce what he did against Ben Battle, and he'll be winning.
Well, you owned the winner of this race when it was last run on Derby Day, Galo Shop. What do you think, Jessica?
Yeah, that was some thrill, wasn't it? I think he's the obvious horse on form. We were just discussing before that we were a little bit concerned about what Charlie Appleby said, that he's a horse that tends to get to the horse's girth in front of him, and does he struggle to go past sometimes?
So lacks a will to win for the people at home?
Well, I don't know. You go back through his form, he's actually beaten Ben Battle in a Group 1 in Dubai, so he's won 4 from 16, so he's not shy of winning, but it seems so obvious on form. Are we all like getting sucked into that, and is there something else that could jump out of the ground? I'm not sure. Is it the 3-year-old Extra Brute?
Well, it's been an amazing race, this race. I mean, at 1869, and yet it's going to a different position now. We've got an Irish Derby winner, a Victoria Derby winner, because of the positioning of the race.
And the increase in prize money as well.
Up to $2 million, yeah.
Desirable.
The Honour Royal is really almost as good as the Cox Plates Honour Royal when you really have a good look at it. But so it's got all the things that make a great Flemington Group 1. It doesn't get much better than this, but this is different. This is different this year. Let's see how it unfolds. Here's Matt Hill.
245 on VOP's Blair House, 240 on the tote. His prized icon goes in. And to complete the line, Doubt Defying. Here's Doubt Defying. Comes along. And they're in. Set for the Mackinnon. Ready to run. Racing. And dropping back to the end was Extra Brute. Trap for Fools out quickly with prized icon Octobello. and Doubt Defying the outside. It's somewhat next the fence from Mickey Blue Eyes. Blair House is going to tuck in towards the inside and settle about fourth from last. And then came Shillelagh, Latrobe, and at the end of the field is Extra Brute. Octobello and Trap for Fools share the front, heading towards the 1600 metres. It's not helter-skelter. Octobello will lead Trap for Fools. It's somewhat behind them. Doubt Defying out wide is forcing on from Prized Icon. Mickey Blue Eyes the outside of Blair House, about a length and a half Latrobe and Shillelagh, and at the end is the Derby winner Extra Brute. Heading towards Chiquita Lodge at the 1250. Trap for Fools rolls to the lead by a length and a half. In second is Doubt Defying. Octobello is third at the 1200. Fourth is Prized Icon. Then it's somewhat Mickey Blue Eyes in clear air today. Further back along the inside is Blair House, and then came Latrobe. 2 lengths Shillelagh. Extra Brute is at the end. 1,000 metres to run, and the leader is Trap for Fools. Quickens it by a length and a half. Doubt Defying. 2 further back is Prized Icon on the outside of Octobello. A length and a half Mickey Blue Eyes, followed by It's Somewhat. Then Latrobe the outside, about 7 off the lead from Blair House. Third to last on the rails, then Extra Brute and Shillelagh. Coming up towards the turn in the Mackinnon. Trap for Fools in front, looking to virtually lead all of the way from Doubt Defying. Further back in the field, Prized Icon. Octobello scrubbed along on the inside from It's Somewhat. Mickey Blue Eyes, Latrobe to the outer, followed by Blair House. Third to last, Extra Brute and Shillelagh. Trap for Fools goes for home at the 400 metres. 2 lengths in front of Doubt Defying, Prized Icon. Then Latrobe, Extra Brute to the outside, and Blair House is coming through at the 200. It's Trap for Fools in front, getting wary. Here's Latrobe the outside, then Blair House and Extra Brute. Trap for Fools at the 100. Latrobe and Extra Brute is storming over the top of them. Latrobe and Trap for Fools. Trap for Fools digs in and won it. Trap for Fools has won it. Has fought tenaciously. A cage lion. Beaten Latrobe and Extra Brute for fourth. Prized Icon Shillelagh. Further back in the field, then Doubt Defying. Back then was Mickey Blue Eyes. Blair House pulls up quickly. It's Somewhat. And Octobello.
What about that, eh? Huey couldn't make the weight on Extra Brute, who wins the Derby on. It was a brilliant ride, actually. It wasn't it?
It was a great ride, but it was the only leader, and he raced so well in the Turnbull. He was only beaten a little way by Winks, and he made all that day. And it's no surprise to see him win here like that today.
I'm surprised. I just didn't think he could hold a horse like Latrobe off, but he's done it, and that's a gutsy effort.
Not only Latrobe, our Derby winner too. I mean, the 2 Derby colts were at him, weren't they? It was a stirring race.
It really was, but you tell me that on the form, wasn't this the horse that they didn't allow to run in the Cox
Right, this is the horse that didn't run. But as Huey said, that was a bit of a surprise because he ran great against Winks, didn't he, here?
He did, but his form, you know, he wasn't a Group 1 winner then, he is now, and thoroughly deserved.
You're going to run next year, Huey.
He will.
Look, it was a super.
The other horse that might see next year is the third horse, the VRC Derby winner. To see him perform like that at this level spells great things for next season, I believe.
And a line on Latrobe, the horse you were going to ride?
Well, he's run out of his skin, hasn't he? And as we said, we thought he might be better suited over a little bit further, but he looked very well and he's run to his looks.
Well, John Allen, what a carnival. He's with Chris Simons.
Well, John Allen, just when you think it can't get any better, and it does. Jared McLean, someone that you've been associated with for a long time now with the Warrnambool-based stables, but wowee, this is just unbelievable.
Yeah, unreal. That was a big thanks to Jared for giving me the spin. Just the horse is just so tough, though. Rolled along a good tempo and kept picking it up, and just Latrobe got to me at the furlong pole. I thought he had me for toes, but he started put his head down and really fought.
Talk us through the run. You got to the front, you dictated terms. It's, geez, well, I've mentioned it before, it's a long straight when you get to the top and you've got to look down, and there's just so much further to go, and they were breathing down your neck, but you just dug deep.
Yeah, look, they were coming at me. Look, we didn't go slow. He's a horse that likes being left to roll along, so but we just went a good solid tempo the whole way, and it was catch me if you can, and luckily enough they couldn't catch me.
John Allen, it's been a pleasure speaking to you today, because that's 3 you've had, and it's just remarkable to see the boy from Ireland, the jumps jockey, got his ticket here because he read an article in an Irish Post, and that's why he came here. Is that correct?
Yeah, look, a long way from home, I suppose, but look, I took a chance a few years ago, and it's paid off, you know. But that's all down to Darren Weir, all his team, and great to pay them back, and Jared McLean as well, who does a lot of work with Darren's team. So yeah, look, unreal.
Well done, John.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
And well done to Jared McLean. Jared, always the lieutenant to Darren Weir, and you get your moment in the sun here to win your first Group 1. Describe what was going through your mind the last 400 metres.
Yeah, well, obviously I was waiting for the post to come up, but it's the best I've actually seen him kick, and, you know, obviously I was hoping for that, and he sustained the gallop to the line. Great ride by Johnny, and a huge thrill today. So many people to thank. Obviously I can't remember everybody, but got to start at home and thank my partner Crystal and my 3 kids at home watching, Lucy, Jackson, Pip. Big thrill for them. My mum and dad, my sister, my brother. I've got my best mate here today, Willie Hernan, Tyson Kerman, Matty Raymond, my 2 right-hand people at Weirs, and obviously Darren Weir. I've just learnt so much off him the last couple of years, and I think I help him as much as he helps me, but a great team effort and a huge thrill to win a Group 1 today.
Okay, I mean, a couple of years ago you were down and out, mate, and Weary grabbed you and said, I can help you out, and you must just be pinching yourself how you've grown your business as well as helping Darren.
Yeah, my business is going really good, and yeah, like Weary, he's a great man. He likes people to do well around him, and I'm just wrapped to be a small part of it.
Surely not in your wildest dreams did you think this guy was a weight for age Group 1 winner?
No, not at all. And in my thank yous, I just forgot probably the main man, Lindsay Smith. He's just been terrific to me. Obviously, Cougar Express, winning a Grand National Hurdle was a big thrill, and this bloke. And, you know, obviously it was disappointing, the Cox Plate, but I was on that occasion, I said things happen for reasons, and maybe this was meant to be.
You're a Warrnambool boy. I know how much you love the carnival, but this is pretty special, isn't it? You've defeated an Irish Derby winner to win a time-honoured Mackinnon, a Group 1 in front of 100,000 at Flemington.
Yeah, big thrill. Obviously, it'd be great to get around under one day with Brad, but this is great. And how good's Johnny Allen going this week? And in general, just a great bloke, great worker, big part of our team, and big thrill to win my first Group 1 with Johnny Allen.
Sensational win, mate. Well done.
Thanks very much.
Extraordinary win there for Jared McLean.
Yeah, great stuff, Richo. Yeah, absolutely. What a story. Scratching the Kunji, the source, is in the wrong stable, Richo, and then, of course, didn't get into the Cox Plate. And we've got an Irishman beating the Irish Derby winner, eh? And let's throw, can you believe that?
He did run really well. The Irish Derby winner. He really eyeballed Trap for Fools, but Trap for Fools was too good. And what a story Johnny Allen is. He's about to come away and have a chat to you.
He's the rising star in Australian racing at the moment, no doubt about that. We were here on Saturday afternoon talking to him after the Derby, and John, it's just, it's hard to, well, what about for you? For us, we're loving it. Is it hard to take in?
Oh no, look, I'm happy to take it in anyhow for sure. Look, unbelievable, really. Obviously, look, it's hard, like on the, but I've run the sponsors hat now there.
Okay.
Yeah, look, Darce, just credit to him, he's just so tough. I fought him off, they came at him at the furlong pole, and he just stuck his head out and really tried for me. So I was waiting for my own mate, Extra Brut, to come at me, but I could see him coming at me late, but well, I was too strong today.
So you knew exactly, you had the Irish Derby and the Victoria Derby winner both breathing down your neck.
Breathing down my neck, yeah. But look, credit to Jared and his team. To do a lot of work. Obviously, Jared's a big part of Darren's team as well, so look, brilliant to pay them back.
Now, I'm thinking you haven't ridden this horse before in a race, am I right?
Yeah, probably played my part a bit. Benny Allen and Dean Yandel are both suspended. They have been riding him, so look, you need a bit of luck in this game, and I was lucky enough able to get on him today.
John, you're having a remarkable time. We're just lapping it all up. And how many times have you beaten an Aidan or Joseph O'Brien in a race before?
No, very rarely, but look, yeah, look, I was delighted to win it. I knew I beat, but once we got ahead in front.
You're a modest man. You've had a most magnificent carnival. Congratulations, mate. Brilliantly done.
Thank you.
Absolute beauty. And Richo, over to you, mate.
Yeah, so close, but so far for Joseph O'Brien. Nelly, the perfect record here in Australia. The Trove did you proud, though.
Yeah, he's run a fantastic race. Mark gave him a great ride. Listen, we can't ask for much more. Probably the winner just got a little bit soft maybe on the lead for us to come from where we were, but can't ask for any more than that from the horse.
Especially over 2,000 metres. You've been saying, you know, he's been trained towards 2 mile, but to sprint as well as he did over 2,000 will give you a lot of satisfaction.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's only a 3-year-old, and like I say, he was giving away a lot of weight, and he's done it the hard way. He's moved on the turn and galloped all the way to the line, you know, so listen, he's a horse that we can dream about going forward.
It's fantastic to have you here in Australia. Well done.
Thanks,
Thanks, Richo. Oh, great stuff. What a Mackinnon, eh? Trapped for Falls, hanging on to beat Latrobe, the Irish Derby winner, with Extra Brute flashing home the Victoria Derby winner. Not what we expected, but what a story. John Allen, what a week.
The horses are on the track.
Well, what a race. Trap for Falls. I thought it was a brilliant ride by John Allen. Both the Derby horses covered themselves in glory. I think they were superb. It was just a great battle all the way up the famous Flemington Straight.
It was, Bruce, and look, Trap for Fools put the writing on the wall in the Turnbull Stakes. I thought Latrobe acquitted himself very well, and Extra Brute, I think he's obviously a horse of the future. He did get a nice card into the race from Latrobe, and all credit to the winner, really. He made his own luck and he was holding them off late.
The big disappointment of the race, I guess, was Blair House. He seemed to have a nice run. He was in a tricky spot on the corner. He came on for a while, but then he faded.
He did. And Mickey Blue Eyes were here now with Corey Brown, who gets out the back. How fast did they run? I'm just trying to think. It was 202.31. That's a reasonable gallop.
I thought the pressure, it's hard to judge looking, but I thought the pressure was reasonable early. I felt Blair House would have settled a bit closer. So the fact that he dropped in behind it somewhat suggested to me the pace was pretty good early.
So Mickey Blue Eyes was always going to be an outsider for Corey Brown, wasn't he, Huey? I mean, he was out the back, and we don't think he's going to play a significant role, but there are horses around him and inside of him, like Blair House, etc., that we thought an Extra Brute.
Well, that's the trouble Mark Zara had. His following horses aren't going to take him into the race. So Latrobe had to come out and make his own run. And if he had a horse to track up into the race, then maybe the result would have been different. But that's horse racing, and as a rider, some of these things you can't control.
Yeah, they said they were going to ride Latrobe as they found him, and typical of a European horse, he wasn't very quick away from the barriers, ended up quite far back. He was upside Blair House for a lot of the run. Mark Zara seemed a bit keen to keep Blair House in the little pocket that he had him in. He ended up coming wide on Latrobe. Blair House went up the rail, but he showed, we were questioning his turn of foot, but he did actually show good zip to go up to Trap for Fools. But just the winner, what a gutsy performance to lead all the way, and noticeable the second and third came from off the pace. It can't have been a slowly run race, and this horse has just been tough.
Just a couple of really quick things. John Allen did ride work for Joseph O'Brien's mother and grandmother at the property, so there's a connection there. And Trap for Falls, Jeffrey Evans owned a horse. He's in this horse. He owned a horse called Free at Last that got balloted out of the Melbourne Cup in 2004. Didn't get a run in 2004. This horse we know didn't get a run in the Cox Plate. So right now Jeffrey's here. He's having the time of his life. He's just won the Mackinnon. So there you go. Trap for Falls winning over the two Derby.